Managing blood sugar through diet does not require complicated rules or extreme restrictions. The core principles are consistent and well supported by research. Minimize added sugar, prioritize protein and fiber at every meal, distribute carbohydrates evenly across the day, and choose whole food sources over processed ones. This 7-day meal plan, created by registered dietitian Emily Lachtrupp and reviewed by dietitian Jessica Ball, translates those principles into a practical week of eating that requires no more than 30 minutes of active cooking per day. The plan is set at 1,000–1,800 calories, with clear modifications for 1,500 and 2,000 calories to accommodate different needs. Every day provides at least 99 grams of protein and 31 grams of fiber, the two nutritional variables most directly linked to blood sugar stability. Why this plan works for diabetes management? The nutritional strategy behind this plan rests on 3 mechanisms. Protein slows the digestion of carbohydrates and blunts the insulin response that follows a meal, reducing the post-meal blood sugar spikes that are the central problem in type 2 diabetes management. Fiber works through a related but distinct mechanism. Soluble fiber forms a gel in the digestive tract that slows carbohydrate absorption, while high-fiber foods generally require more digestion time and produce a slower, more gradual glucose release than low-fiber alternatives. The absence of added sugar removes one of the most direct drivers of blood sugar elevation and chronic inflammation. Together, these 3 parameters create a dietary pattern that supports stable blood glucose throughout the day without requiring calorie counting or carbohydrate elimination. The plan also incorporates a practical meal prep strategy that makes the week manageable. A double batch of overnight oats with chia seeds covers breakfast for days 2 through 5. A batch of one-pot chicken and rice soup covers lunch for the same 4 days. On day 5, preparing extra servings of the pizza bean skillet extends into lunch on days 6 and 7. This front-loading of preparation on the first 2 days dramatically reduces daily cooking time for the remainder of the week. The week at a glance. Day 1 opens with avocado toast with jammy eggs and a clementine for breakfast, chickpea tuna lettuce wraps with a pear for lunch, and lemon garlic salmon with potatoes and green beans for dinner. This first day delivers 1,805 calories, 100 grams of protein, and 41 grams of fiber, establishing the nutritional template the rest of the week follows. Days 2 through 5 share a consistent structure. Overnight oats with chia seeds and kefir for breakfast, one-pot chicken and rice soup with cherries for lunch, and a rotating dinner each evening. Day 2 features sheet pan chicken thighs with cabbage and sweet potatoes. Day 3 shifts to brothy lemon garlic beans, a plant-based dinner rich in fiber and plant protein. Day 4 brings garlicky shrimp and spinach over brown rice. Day 5 closes with a pizza bean skillet alongside a kale salad with balsamic and parmesan. The repetition in breakfast and lunch through these 4 days is deliberate. It simplifies shopping, reduces decision fatigue, and ensures nutritional consistency without sacrificing the variety that keeps dinner engaging. Days 6 and 7 introduce a new breakfast in the egg, tomato, and feta pita, providing a protein-rich start with 368 calories and 55 grams of carbohydrates. Lunch on both days draws from the reserved pizza bean skillet over mixed greens. Day 6 finishes with roasted potato tzatziki bowls, while Day 7 closes the week with creamy white chili alongside a chickpea Caesar salad, the highest protein day of the plan at 125 grams. Snacks are built into each day and follow the same pairing principle as the main meals. Protein alongside carbohydrates rather than carbohydrates alone. Greek yogurt with berries, kefir with blueberries, cottage cheese snack jars with vegetables, edamame, and dry roasted almonds appear throughout the week, preventing the blood sugar dips that drive hunger and overeating later in the day. Key principles that extend beyond this week. 4 additional practices support the blood sugar management that this meal plan initiates and are worth building into a longer-term approach. Regular physical activity is the most powerful complement to dietary change available. The American Diabetes Association recommends at least 150 minutes per week of moderate intensity exercise, and research consistently shows that exercise improves insulin sensitivity, reduces waist circumference, and supports healthy body weight, all of which directly affect blood sugar regulation. Focusing on fiber-rich carbohydrates rather than simply reducing carbohydrates changes the quality of the carbohydrate intake rather than just the quantity. Beans, lentils, edamame, whole grains, and most fruits and vegetables all contribute meaningful fiber that slows carbohydrate digestion. This is why looking at total carbohydrates alone does not fully predict how a food will affect blood sugar. The fiber and protein content of a meal shapes the glucose response at least as much as the total carbohydrate count does. Pairing protein with every meal and snack is the practical translation of this principle. In this plan, fruit is always paired with a protein source: yogurt, kefir, or nuts. The protein slows absorption of the natural sugars in the fruit and moderates the blood glucose response in ways that eating fruit alone would not produce. Sleep quality is less commonly discussed in the context of diabetes management, but deserves attention. Regularly sleeping less than 7 hours per night and experiencing poor sleep quality are associated with increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes and with worsened blood sugar control in people who already have the condition. Prioritizing sleep alongside dietary changes is part of a comprehensive approach to blood sugar management that most meal plans omit, but this one explicitly acknowledges. The 1,200 calorie modification that appears in many similar plans is absent here for a specific reason. Research consistently shows that 1,200 calories per day is too low for most people to meet their nutritional needs, leads to lean muscle loss over time, and is not sustainable for long-term health. The 3 calorie levels offered in this plan represent a range that supports both nutritional adequacy and sustainable behavior change. Getting started and staying consistent. One of the most common obstacles to following a structured meal plan is the gap between intention and execution during a busy week. The meal prep strategy built into this plan directly addresses that gap. Spending 45 to 60 minutes of preparation at the start of the week, batching the overnight oats and the chicken and rice soup, means that breakfast and lunch for 4 consecutive days require almost no active effort. This removes the 2 decision points during the day when people are most likely to reach for something convenient but nutritionally misaligned. The flexibility built into the plan also matters for long-term adherence. Meals can be swapped for other diabetes-friendly recipes without disrupting the overall framework, as long as protein, fiber, and carbohydrate targets remain roughly consistent. The plan is designed as a template rather than a rigid prescription, which reflects the reality that sustainable dietary change requires room for personal preference. People who enjoy structure can follow it exactly. Those who prefer flexibility can use the underlying principles, pairing protein with every meal, choosing fiber-rich carbohydrates, eliminating added sugar, and distributing calories evenly across the day as a framework to build their own meals around. Either approach, applied consistently over weeks and months rather than just 7 days, produces the cumulative dietary shift that measurably supports better blood sugar management over time.